Well, hello, Speedy. Spooky, what's up? Yeah, you think it's treat time now? Well, you'd be wrong. That's a little bit later in the day. We just came out to talk to our friends and family today. Yes, we did. Yeah, I know you love me, Spooky. You love everyone. Yeah. Of course, I got little Speedy right here, too. Well, not sure where Cleo is. She's probably roaming around. She's a moocher. She's sort of the neighborhood cat, as many will say. So who knows where she is today? You don't know, Speedy? Where's Cleo? What do you say, Spooky? Well, as you can see, two of the kitty crew are here at my feet. Oh, well, there you are, friends and family. So glad you stopped by again today. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, I might say. The skies have been cloudy most of the day, but now there's some rays of sunshine peeking through the clouds. It's going to be a wonderful day. But hey, I thank you for stopping by, and I hope you'll return. Well, what I wanted to talk to you today, yep, we're on the front porch. So you know, we're going to be chatting a while. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about, and I wanted to see, which all of you are doing, with the way things are in our lives now, and how they've changed for you. And this is particularly in regards to what you're cutting out from your budgets and what you're doing to get by. Because I know here in this channel, many of us, about 85%, are seniors and living on a fixed income, or disabled too. And with the extreme rise in prices, whether the government says it's true or not, we all see it and we know it is. And if you've watched my shopping videos from the start in 2019 till now, you can see in 2020, it didn't change much. 2021, not much. 22 stayed sort of the same, but I had to start cutting back. And now in 2023, shopping's rather slim. But it's just not only shopping at the grocery store. It's just like, I keep up with things. It's because I'm an analytical person. I'm curious, and I'm an engineer. So I try to keep informed on what's going on. So I know how to live my life. And one thing I've seen a lot here of late, and it's not like I haven't seen it in the past, but it seems more prevalent thereof, people are cutting out many things, some far important than others. So I thought I'd do a video about what I've had to cut out, or at least what I can think of at the moment, or what I'm slimming back on. And maybe you'd take the time, if you would, because that's how we all learn what each of us is doing and the struggles we have. And tell me in the comments below this video just what you're doing too. And the first thing I'd like to bring up, because I've seen this so many times in comments on not only my video, but other videos too, we seniors and disabled folks that are on fixed incomes are cutting back on their prescriptions. Yes, they are. And I thought I would never do that. Yes, I did. But even now, I'm having to do some things I wouldn't normally do. You see, y'all all know I have high blood pressure. That's been a long-term ailment of mine for quite some time. And I also have COPD. Yeah. Now, it's not high blood pressure medication that I'm having a problem with. Thankfully, I got a generic one. And right now, currently, a 90-day supply Cost me just under $25 every 3 months. That's not bad. But now my COPD, that's a whole nother thing. The doctor prescribes me, and it's really good. It's a triple medication. It's called Trilogy. And it's 3 different steroid medications all in one. And you're supposed to take a puff a day. And I wish I could, because it's really fine stuff. But do you know how much that it costs? Without insurance, it's $711. With insurance, oh, wait till you hear this, it's only $692. There's no way humanly possible with my income, which I rely on Social Security too. I have what little bit the YouTube makes and a small savings account. Now he gives me samples from time to time, which I use sparingly in my worst times. Other than that, I just don't do. I have another one. It's a butyrol. It's my emergency inhaler. Now currently it only runs me about under 24 for a 1 month supply. So that's not bad. And I also supplement that on a daily basis now that they brought it back, and that's Primatene Mist. But that'll run me about $32 a month. So I only take them when I absolutely have to. Now I know there are people out there that I've read the comments and seen, they're skipping days on their medications, they're cutting them in half. And we all know the consequences of all that. But what can you do? And that's what this video is all about. What are you having to do? And feel no shame, because I'm going to tell you what I do. And then it comes to grocery shopping. Like I say, I show you everything when I'm out and about, and buy it and put it in the cart, and that's changed a lot since 2019. And you know, one of the things that I used to buy quite often, granted I was lazy and it was convenient, was paper plates. And I didn't buy the fancy ones. I didn't buy Dixie or foam or none of that. I just bought the unwaxed, generic paper plates. They used to be so cheap. Now, if you've looked even at Walmart, they've gone way up to stupid. Now you'll still see me have some, but I primarily only use them when I'm cooking for all of you on YouTube. It just makes it easier. Since cooking videos take a lot, which you might not know, just to do the video, it may look like you're only watching 15 to 30 minutes, but doing the video and the way you have to segment it up, prepare everything in advance, and get through it could take a couple of hours. That's just the way it is. And it's just not me. It's anyone who does them. I only buy a few. The other thing I've cut way down on and don't use very often at all, and that's paper towels. Yeah, you saw me use one on the last video. Understand, that was one. But I don't buy them anymore very much. I don't use them to mop everything up anymore like I used to. They used to be just something, if you spilled a drop or did anything, you grabbed and wiped it up. Now I use my kitchen sponge and my kitchen towels and leave the paper towels on the roll. I mean, they're extremely expensive now for a sheet of paper. And if you've noticed, you know, not too many years back, you could buy rolls and pull sheets, and there was one or two or three in halves. Now they all come where you can split the sheets in half. And recently, they've got ones coming out where you can split the sheets in quarters because the price is so extreme. And then the number of sheets on a roll, they'll tell you they're double rolls or triple rolls, but they don't tell you how many sheets. I've noticed that here of late. The sheet count on paper towels is almost all gone away. Yeah. And then when we get into food, and I know you've all noticed this, you don't see me buying no chips no more. It wasn't that I bought a lot, but I would pick up a bag of Fritos, maybe some Lay's, or tortilla chips. That's all gone away. I mean, first of all, the package size has shrunk to ridiculous. They call it a party size now, and I swear to God, it ain't as big as the regular size used to be. No, it's not. And if you take the 7.5 ounce bag, or sometimes they're 13 ounces, it's nearly $6, and you do the math, you could buy steak for the same price per pound. Look at it sometime. I don't need chips. And another thing I do is I look back over my life from growing up through my childhood and early manhood, and I ask myself, how often have I had chips? And in all honesty, I'll say more of my life has been without chips than with. So I can do without. Plus, I can make plain potato chips. You got to mandle them, got some salt, got some oil. There you go. You can make better potato chips than even Lay's. Another thing you seen me cut out in my shopping trips, not that I bought a lot, was I'd buy some of them cookies. You know, Chips Ahoy, Nutter Butters, or what have you. All that's gone away. Now, I'll still buy them really cheap ones that used to be under $1, now they're a little over, from Dutch Farms. But only then, that's on occasion, because that's now cookies, store-bought that is, have been relegated to the want instead of the need. And then that box foods, and that's everything from hamburger helper, stovetop, rice dishes, what have you. You haven't seen me buy them in a long, long time, because that's all went away. I'll make my own rice, and I'll make my own hamburger helper, or stuffing too. I can do it. And I've even got videos to show you too. So yeah, I'm going back with every month more and more to scratch. But then there's lunch meats. Can you remember last time you saw me buy a lunch meat? I mean, the last time I went to Superfoods with all of you, I stopped and looked at the prices. My God, 7 ounces of lunch meat, $6. 7 ounces. You want a pound of anything good? Oh my God. You're going to pay 11, 12 bucks. Maybe more. And I'm not talking about all this great value crap. If you're watching YouTube and cooking videos and what people are doing anymore, it's becoming the point, well, all we buy is great value. And sometimes it's not a great value, as you all know. But we do what we got to do, if that's what we want. And I love a good chicken sandwich, or ham. I really love pastrami and roast beef. But I was looking at those little Hillshire packages of 5.5 to 7.5 ounces of such things. They want over $5 for that. It's just crazy. I won't do it. Now, what you have seen me buy is some Bar S or Guatley bologna. But even here late, I had to drop down from Guatley to Bar S because Guatley was $1.49 and Bar S was $1.19. It's okay. It's still bologna. And then, from time to time, I buy some juice. You know that bottled juice? Pomegranate, cranberry, and stuff like that. And I really love B8 juice. That's all gone away. Because it, too, has got way stupid. And here again, I get back to if I look back through my life, how much of my life did I have it? And how much of my life I didn't. And it always weighs the same. More of my life I've had not than I had. It's just like the fresh juices. You haven't seen me buy that. I don't even think I've bought it since I've been doing shopping trips. Because it got expensive. We didn't have it growing up. No. You didn't go to the store in the 50s and 60s, I know for a fact, and maybe even through the 70s, and expect to buy frozen juice. What we had in the 50s and 60s was the frozen concentrate. You remember them? Those little cylinders? And Mama would make them up in a pitcher and stick it in the fridge. And I got a couple of them in my freezer too. But even that went past crazy now as well. And hey, let's forget fresh squeezed for what they want for a 3-pound bag of oranges. Oh, please. But then there's all kinds of prepared spreads, and you'd see me buy them, and I'd say, well, this is my treat. And I'm lazy too. And it would be like tuna salad, ham salad, chicken salad from Reese's, which is really good. But those little tubs now are $4 a piece. Back when I could justify it, they were under $2. No more. If I want chicken salad, I'll buy some drumsticks and thighs, steam up my meat, chop it up, and make it myself. Same way with tuna. I can crack a can and mix it up. I already got 2 recipes of tuna salad spread on the channel, in case you're interested. Ham, if I really wanted ham salad, which on a rare occasion I do, I just buy me one of those ham steaks. Cook it down, mince it up, and make some ham salad too. But then there's egg salad. My mother used to make that. It was eggs, olives, pickle relish, and some kind of spices too, and it was jam up. And I've sort of been thinking about egg salad a lot since egg prices have come back down from the insanity they were. But then there's butter. Now, there's always going to be somebody, when they see my margarine, that's going to tell me how bad it is. But I know they took the trans fat out. And I've read the nutritional value of margarine and the nutritional, in fact, I just did this with a friend the other night. And it's almost like butter or margarine copied the same nutritional value from each other, except that butter has cholesterol and margarine don't. But it's a personal choice. I don't mind it. And it saves me a pile of money too. And it's beef. You know, a couple years back, when things were starting to go insane, well, it was last year, I said I wasn't going to buy meat over $3 a pound unless it was for a special occasion, a treat. And I pretty much kept up with that. On occasion, I might buy 12 ounces of bacon or a pound or two. But mostly I try to wait for it's on manager's special before I do. Yeah, and I haven't actually bought much meat at all. But I mean, the last time I looked at hamburger, and I'm not talking 80-20 or 90-10, and I'm not talking ground chuck, ground round, I'm talking just ground beef, 73.27 was $3.59 a pound. And you saw me put it down. Not saying I won't buy some at some point, but I still look at the sales papers from CarMax and Piggly Wiggly, and I always look in the manager specials at Superfoods. And if I see some for under $3, you can bet I'm going to stock up. But you haven't seen me buying steaks, roasts. I can't believe what they want for a chuck roast anymore. It's up over like $5.69 a pound. My Lord, pork's rising too. Even though there's no shortage of pork, the herd ain't been cut. I guess they see what beef is doing, so they join the club. And then of course there's chicken, which I'll be eating a lot more of. But you got to be special with that. If you're the type that's only gonna have boneless chicken breast or boneless thighs or wings, it's expensive. With me, and you've seen me tell y'all too, when we've been over at Superfoods, I gravitate to the bone-in thighs, the bone-in drumsticks, and hey, those leg quarters at 59 cents a pound, oh, I'm all over that now. If I need chicken, I'm telling you. Another thing I used to enjoy and keep on hand, and this goes back, because this is all we had back in the day. If you think about you growing up in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, was there a lot of fresh fruit all year long like there is now? I mean, everybody expects to walk in the store now. There's oranges all year round, lemons, limes, apples, pomegranates, pineapples, and what have you. Wasn't the way it was, I know for a fact, in the 50s and 60s for sure. It was seasonal. It came when it was the time of year. Apples were in the fall, so were oranges and pears. You know that to be true, because it used to be a big thing come fall time around Thanksgiving, where my parents and everybody else's too would get these boxes of apples, oranges, and pears. You used to be able to get them a half a box, a quarter box, and mix it up. And oh my God, we were so thrilled. And then come Christmas, we did the same. This was a treat for us back then. Yeah, it wasn't something we got every day. And for you to get an apple, an orange, and a pear in your stocking, along with some candy canes, and maybe a little toy, you were thrilled to death. You know you were. Or at least we were in my family. But now, what we had back then to get us through the year and to keep everything from going bad, we had canned fruits. Now, Mama never bought a lot. One of her favorites was fruit cocktail. Mama could do a lot of things with fruit cocktail. Maybe she might serve a can to us kids every so often, just in a bowl. But normally she'd put it in Jell-O, or make one of those that I haven't had in years, upside down fruit cakes. Or she'd buy a canned pineapple and make, you all know this, the pineapple upside down cake. You remember that? Oh my God, we were thrilled. But canned fruit now is one especially stupid. I was looking at it the other day. You want Del Monte? It's $2.46 a can. You want Great Value? That'll cost you $1.46 a can. Yes, it will. And all of that, not too long ago, was under $1. Imagine that. But then, there's all the frozen potatoes. And I get a kick out of many channels that do these shopping videos. They go find the holes in the stores. And one of the things that always panics them is the shortage of frozen potatoes. Oh yeah, that really gets them going. Fries are slim, or they're all out. Frozen fries, or frozen potatoes, and tater tots too. And I'm thinking, I'll bet you $100 your produce section has got plenty of potatoes for you. Now, back when I was working the hours I did, my son and daughter were living here. Yeah, I bought some frozen potatoes from time to time to have on hand for them. But I can make my own French fries. It ain't that darn hard. I can make my own potato wedges. Oops, excuse me, I had a burp. And such things like that. Now, tater tots, I've never tried to make at home. But I've made hash browns many a time. Yeah, it's a process to go through if you don't want to turn all gray and gloopy too. But it can be done, and I must admit the frozen ones come in so handy, you know. But hey, you saw me last time pick up a 5-pound bag of potatoes. I want fries. I'm gonna grab a tater or two out and make my own. So you haven't seen me buy the frozen potatoes. You know, I don't think you've ever seen me buy them on my shopping trips. Now, another thing I used to buy quite often, and you all know it's true, and I did a video how to jazz them up and make them special for you. And that was those little frozen pizzas from Mrs. P's. They used to be 73 cents. Now, they're $1.69. That's just crazy stupid in my mind. So you haven't seen any of them in 2023 go in my grocery shopping cart. Now, you did see this last one where I treated myself to a Red Baron Brick Oven Supreme. Understand, that was a treat. Not to be repeated for quite some time. It cost me $5 and a penny, which would have cost me in 2022 $3.99. So yeah, the frozen pizzas, the frozen meals. Now, on occasion, if I see a deal, I'll chunk in some banquets, but those used to be 99 and now they're $1.69 too. It's crazy for a banquet. It was the cheapest you could get. Now, not so much. So the frozen meals and all that are relegated to a treat too. And other things I was thinking about when I was in the bathroom. Stuff like body wash. I mean, I used bar soap most of my life, but my son and daughter started using body wash. Sort of kidding me about my old bar soap. You know, the Dow, the Dove, and the Irish Spring. So yeah, I gravitated to that too. You know, a couple of pumps on the rag, and you're good to go. But the cost of it has got crazy too. So my last shopping trip to Walmart, I picked up the Dow. And that's what I'll be doing from this time on. It'll be okay. I don't think I'll die since I spent most of my life. I mean, when we were kids, we had that ivory soap. Remember that? Because it floats. Yeah. Mom and Dad used Dow. And then later gravitated to Irish Spring. I won't die because I don't have tea tree oil and coconut cure and all that in my body wash. It'll be okay. The other thing you've seen, if you've seen my cooking videos, and it used to be real prevalent because we didn't have a lot back in the 50s and 60s too, is broth. Yeah, I grew up with my mother either making homemade broth or using bouillon cubes too. Beef, chicken, and they even have ham. They're hard to find. Yeah, that's what my grandma used, my great-grandma, and my mama, primarily. If they didn't have their own homemade, they used them bouillon cubes. And I do too. And you've seen me many a times in my cooking videos. But if you look back in time, you'll see me break out the broth. But that too has gone to the wayside. I still got some set back. Not saying you won't see it again. But you haven't seen me buy any in quite some time. So it's been relegated to special occasions and wants to. But that's just some of the things that I'm cutting back on or have cut out. Fast food. Thankfully, I have a couple of viewers that send me a little green from time to time because they like those videos when I go and show you what we're getting for Fast Food Friday for the Kitty Crew. Or they'll send me something and tell me, this is for you to have a meal on me and a treat. And I know they all hope I'll do a video too, which I always try to. Now, going forward on the channel, especially my cooking videos, you may see a steak or two. No, I didn't buy it. And I'll be sure to show you. It was frozen and in the freezer. Yeah, I've got a big 35 cubic foot freezer, and I made sure it was well stocked during the mess of 2020. And so were my pantries too. And I may have been like some of you. I didn't know how it was going to go, but I wanted to make sure I would survive. And my house looked more like a warehouse than a house when I got all ready for that. And I'm slowly eating it down. Yeah, well, there's still some stacked up in the living room, I might add. So it's not like I'm going to starve. There's plenty of food around. And this video isn't about, self-pity or woe is me. It's about what I'm doing to get through. All of our bills have went up. I had the highest electric bill ever in my life last month. Quite high. I don't understand it to this day. I'm actually going to contact the power company and see what they say, because they raised our rates in 2022 3 times, and then I had another in the beginning of 2023 because they said natural gas, not gas, spiked, and so it did. But do you know, natural gas now has plummeted to the same price that it was in 1999. How are your electric bills doing now? Have they come back down? Well, I'm going to look into that too. Fuel prices here are $3.37. Not the worst they've been, but not the best. Everything's went up. Car insurance, home insurance, health insurance, internet, phone. What hasn't? And there's only so much money coming in. That's why I wanted to do this video. This is what I'm doing. Just what I could think of off the top of my head. And you haven't seen many drive around videos, have you? Like we used to do. That don't mean I still won't do them from time to time. But I'm not going to drive around all the time and take you with me. Not that I don't love you. There's only so much money to go around. Now, the one thing I make sure I do, regardless, is take care of the Kitty Crew. They have the food they like and the treats they want. And they're taken care of medically too. And, you know, there are some of you out there that help them from time to time. And we appreciate that more than you know. Yes, we do. So, hey, like I said in the beginning of this, be honest, because I want to know. And I think others will too. What we're doing, honestly, to get through all of this. And if you'd like to know in another video what I think we can do to bring it to a stop, let me know in the comments below. So hey, get to writing, get to typing, and let me know your situation too. No shame, because I've told you mine. And hey, like you saw, the kitty crew. And I, and little Gracie too in the house. You know, Cleo, Spooky, Speedy, sometimes Heathcliff, and the elusive Fluffy Muffin too. See y'all on that next video. Y'all take care, stay safe, and God bless you. Goodbye for now. Spooky, you just happy Papa's out here with you? You are. Just thrilled to death. You want to play. Except your claws are like razors. Tell him, Speedy, he don't play nice. Okay. Since you've been so good through the video, I'll go get you some treats. Okay? Look at Speedy turn and look. Well, where's the treats? I'm going now. Well, with that, we'll call it a wrap. Later, all.